Betelgeuse. A name that sounds almost playful, yet behind it lies one of the most powerful and mysterious stars known to humankind. For thousands of years, this massive red beacon has glowed from the shoulder of Orion, the hunter, drawing the gaze of poets, astronomers, and dreamers alike. Its deep, fiery hue has inspired countless myths across cultures, a cosmic heartbeat pulsing in the cold fabric of space. But recently, that heartbeat changed. Something within Betelgeuse shifted, something sudden, something enormous. Astronomers around the world froze when data from the James Webb Space Telescope revealed that Betelgeuse had brightened by over 250% in just a matter of weeks. For a star of this magnitude, such a leap is not a flicker, it's a roar. Betelgeuse has long been known as a red supergiant, a type of star nearing the final chapter of its existence. It's an old giant, one of the biggest ever observed, roughly 700 times the diameter of our Sun, and more than 10,000 times brighter. If placed in the center of our solar system, its surface would stretch past the orbit of Jupiter, engulfing Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars in its fiery reach. It lies about 642 light-years away, a distance so vast that the light we see tonight left the star during the early days of the European Renaissance, long before telescopes even existed. We are, quite literally, witnessing history delayed by centuries. For most of its life, Betelgeuse has been a star of chaos, expanding, contracting, dimming, and brightening as it struggles to maintain balance in its final stages of nuclear fusion. Astronomers have watched its unpredictable rhythms for decades, but this time, something was different. The scale and speed of the recent brightening defied everything we thought we knew about red supergiants. The James Webb Space Telescope, armed with its powerful infrared instruments, was able to pierce through the dense shroud of dust and gas that often hides Betelgeuse's surface. What it revealed was nothing short of breathtaking. A vast storm of plasma and gas boiling up from the star's interior, rippling across its swollen surface, and bursting outward into space. Betelgeuse, it seemed, had experienced an enormous convective eruption, a bubble of superheated gas the size of our solar system rising and exploding through the outer layers of the star. This immense release of energy could explain the sudden brightening. As the hot material surged outward, the star briefly glowed with renewed intensity. To scientists, it was both a puzzle and a warning. Such violent activity is often seen as a precursor to collapse, a sign that a red supergiant may be approaching the inevitable, the final transformation into a supernova. For years, researchers have predicted that Betelgeuse will one day explode in a spectacular burst of light. A detonation so bright that it would outshine the full moon for weeks. If that were to happen, it would be visible even in broad daylight, casting shadows across the Earth in the middle of the afternoon. It would be one of the most awe-inspiring sights humanity has ever witnessed. But should we be afraid? Not at all. Despite its cosmic power, Betelgeuse is far enough away that even a supernova's radiation would pose no threat to our planet. Instead, it would be a celestial gift, offering us a rare opportunity to study in real time the violent death of a massive star, something modern science has never been able to witness so closely. Still, scientists remain cautious. Red supergiants are unpredictable creatures. They breathe, they pulse, and they shed layers of themselves like living, cosmic organisms. One theory suggests that Betelgeuse is simply releasing trapped material from its outer envelope, not dying, but resetting. In 2019, the star suddenly dimmed so much that some thought it was finally collapsing. That dimming, however, was later traced to a vast dust cloud expelled by the star itself, temporarily blocking its light. Now, some believe that the new brightening might be the reverse of that event, a clearing of dust that allows its full brilliance to shine through once again. Others propose a more complex explanation involving magnetic fields. Recent studies have shown that Betelgeuse may possess a tangled and powerful magnetic structure beneath its surface. These fields could alter how energy and radiation flow within the star, trapping heat and releasing it in unpredictable bursts. If this magnetic activity intensified, it could easily account for the recent surge in brightness, and perhaps signal deeper internal instability. But what makes Betelgeuse truly mesmerizing isn't just its science, it's its scale. Even in decline, it dwarfs our imagination. Its outer layers are so vast and diffuse that if you were somehow able to stand within them, the gas around you would be thinner than Earth's atmosphere at high altitude. And yet, you'd be inside a star. Every second, Betelgeuse expels enormous plumes of gas, forming a vast, shimmering nebula that expands outward like a ghostly halo. Through telescopes, these shells of ejected material glimmer softly against the black of space, a slow, graceful dance of death and renewal. What happens inside Betelgeuse will one day happen to our own sun, though on a much smaller, gentler scale. Stars are born, live, and die, recycling their elements into the universe. The iron in our blood, the calcium in our bones, the oxygen we breathe, all were forged in ancient stars that once lived and died like Betelgeuse. Its death, when it comes, will seed the galaxy with new materials that might someday form new planets, new life, new beginnings. The James Webb Space Telescope continues to monitor Betelgeuse, along with ground-based observatories like ALMA in Chile and the Very Large Telescope in the Atacama Desert. Each data set brings us closer to understanding this colossal star's final movements. Infrared imaging has revealed intricate textures on its surface, swirling convection cells the size of continents, and dark patches where cooler gas sinks back toward the core. These details paint a picture of a star on the brink of chaos, a world-sized ocean of plasma in constant, violent motion. And yet, amidst all this instability, Betelgeuse still shines with a kind of haunting beauty. Every flicker of light is a message, a whisper from a dying star, traveling across the vacuum of space for 6 centuries before touching our eyes. It is a cosmic time machine, showing us a moment long past but eternally preserved in its glow. So we wait. Scientists, astronomers and skywatchers around the world continue to point their instruments toward Orion's shoulder, waiting for the moment when the familiar red glow might suddenly bloom into daylight. Whether that happens tomorrow or 10,000 years from now, one truth remains certain. Betelgeuse will die, and when it does, the universe will remember. It will not vanish quietly. It will go out in a flash that reshapes the heavens, a reminder of the vast cycles of creation and destruction that govern the cosmos. And perhaps, somewhere out there, new stars will rise from its ashes, carrying within them the story of their brilliant ancestor. For now, the great red giant continues its restless dance, bright, unpredictable, magnificent. Every night it rises, it reminds us that even the greatest lights must one day fade, and yet, through their death, they give birth to everything we know. So when you look up at the constellation of Orion, and you spot that glowing red jewel on its shoulder, remember, you are looking at a dying star's final performance. A star that may one day explode and light up the entire sky. A star that has already written its name across the history of the cosmos. Until that day comes, we'll keep watching. We'll keep listening. And we'll keep waiting for Betelgeuse to tell us its final secret. Subscribe to our channel and thanks for watching.